Okay, our next topic is the plants as a sources for drugs. Okay, and this time we are considering the drug called the artemisinin. This particular artemisinin drug is also a natural product which is extracted from the particular plant, and hence under the topic called the plants as a sources of drugs, this will be the useful addition to your notes. Okay, so consider this is your syllabus. We are dealing with the paper number 1 and the chapter number 4, that is plant resource development. Okay, and we are here at the plants as a sources for the drugs. Okay, now consider when we talk about the artemisinin, carefully remember the name. The name of the drug is artemisinin. Okay, and now this artemisinin is the natural phytochemical which is extracted from the plant. As it is a chemical, we are calling it chemical, and as it is extracted from the plant, hence it is called as phyto. Okay, phyto means plant, so it's a natural phytochemical which is extracted out of the plant. Okay, so what is the importance of this particular chemical compound? Now see, the very first point you should remember about the artemisinin is that it is an anti-malarial drug. Okay, it's an anti-malarial drug. It has a strong anti-malarial properties. Okay, now this particular anti-malarial drug not only shows the anti-malarial properties, but it also shows the anti-fever properties. Okay, so not only anti-malarial, it acts as a anti-fever as well. Okay, so this particular chemical compound which is called artemisinin, it is extracted from the plant. Botanically it is called as the Artemisia annua. Okay, what is the name of the plant? Name of the plant is Artemisia annua. Okay, carefully write down the botanical name. From this particular plant, this particular artemisinin is got extracted. Okay, and now you can know that why we called it artemisinin, because it is extracted from the genus of a plant which is called as the Artemisia. Particularly the plant species Artemisia annua is the rich source of the artemisinin. Okay, but although it is extracted from the Artemisia annua, very low quantity of itself, that is the artemisinin, is produced within this particular plant. Now when we talk about this artemisinin, it is nothing but the secondary chemical compound in plant, and you know what is the difference between the secondary metabolite and the primary metabolite. It is not the primary metabolite, but it is a secondary metabolite which is produced by the Artemisia annua for a specific purpose. Now this particular secondary metabolite belongs to the terpene class. Okay, as in the previous lecture we have also seen about the azaractin, that azaractin will also belongs to the terpene group of the secondary metabolites. Here also this particular artemisinin belongs to the terpene group of the secondary metabolites, and in that particular it is specifically a sequiterpene. Okay, carefully remember the classification. It belongs to the subclass called as the sequiterpene. In general it belongs to the terpene group of secondary metabolites, and subclass of it is the sequiterpene. Now we have discussed that this particular artemisinin is showing the anti-malarial properties. Now this anti-malarial properties of this particular artemisinin is shown at all stages of the parasitic infection. Okay, whatever the parasitic infection is there, due to which the malaria is got caused, at all stages of the infection, this particular artemisinin drug is very useful. You should remember that when we have seen the regarding the azaractin compound, that azaractin compound was very active during the larval stage of the infectious agent. But here, all the stages of the parasitic infection, at all stages, this particular artemisinin is very, very useful. As you know, this particular malaria is caused by a species of a protozoa called as the Plasmodium. So to kill this Plasmodium at any stage of the parasitic infection, this particular artemisinin is very, very important. Now, this particular artemisinin, when it is injected into the blood via the tablets or via injection, it quickly gets converted into a very specific compound which is called as the dihydroartemisinin. Okay, carefully write down the name, dihydroartemisinin. Okay, and this particular dihydroartemisinin chemical compound is 5 to 10% is more active against the 5 to 10 times more active against the this particular malarial infection. So here, once we have the artemisinin in the form of tablets or injections, when it is given to the patient of the malaria, it quickly got converted in the bloodstream into the compound called as the dihydroartemisinin. And this particular dihydroartemisinin, it's considered as a 5 to 10 times shows higher properties as a anti-malarial drug when it compared to the artemisinin. Okay, so this is how patient got quickly recover from the fevers which caused by the malarial infection, and it also relieve the patient over a period of time through the malaria. So this particular drug, which is called as the artemisinin, it is nothing but the phytochemical. It shows the anti-malarial property, or also the anti-fever property. The Artemisia annua, this particular plant, is the natural source for this particular artemisinin secondary metabolite. Then it belongs to the terpene class of secondary metabolite, and its subclass is cycloterpine. Okay, and at any stage of the infection, this particular drug is very useful in killing the infectious agent called as the plasmodium. Now, once it is injected within the blood of the patient, it will quickly get converted into the dihydroartemisinin, and it will be the 5 to 10% more harmful to this particular plasmodium, which is causing this particular malaria, and hence it really help in curing the malaria. Okay, and by reducing the fever and by curing this particular malarial infections. Okay, so this is all about the artemisinin. You should carefully create a one particular notes regarding this in order to write it down in the UPSC, because UPSC can go for a specific chemicals for its drug use, or it can generally ask you that which plants are really giving us the drugs, that is plants as a sources for drugs. All right.